Hello, Leo. Welcome to your end of November 2018 reading. We're getting so closer to December, which means closer to 2019. Are you excited about that? You should be dead. Never something I said. So, anywho, this is you guys' general end of month reading. And we're going to look at overall energies through our little trusty, non-dusty oracle cards. And then we're going to look at a general energy going from now, end of November, into December. Then we're going to look at love energies for you and a person of interest and what both of you are thinking and feeling in reference to love and things, whatnot, or whatever. So, a new child in the family, because, you know, I'm like the woman in the shoe with a bunch of kids that just so happen to be tarot cards. We got one human kid over here, you know. But anyway, so we have the tarot of sexual magic that we're going to use to find out what a person of interest is thinking or feeling, you know. And then, if you guys remember in the beginning of the month, when we tested your intuition and you guys wrote down the meanings of those cards, now would be a good time to kind of take a gander back at those and see if the messages that you got in the beginning of the month have any relevance or are able to help you in any way. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to ask Spirit to give us clear and direct guidance for Leos. Yeah. In reference to their lives, Spirit, please give us clear and direct guidance in reference to anything that Leo needs to know that is in their highest good, that will help them on their path and their journey. I thank you in advance, Spirit. Thank you. So how are you guys doing, Leos? I was so proud of you. Last month, well, not last month, earlier this month, y'all had really high views and stuff. I was like, oh, usually Leos just don't be paying me no mind, you know? Don't be living on me or nothing, you know? So how's it going with Woke Bay? How's that working out for you? You know? Are they everything you ever wished for? Is their third eye on fleek? Oh, that's two. Just need one more. Interesting. I can't wait to see what's going on. Oh, there's number 3. That's what I'm talking about. So, first card you guys have for your overall energy from the end of November going into December is Surrender to Rest and Sleep. Do I have Leo in my chart? Because I realized that today. To prevent burnout, slow down, honor your needs for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. This is so important. And I'm going to tell you guys that I realized that for myself today. I was like, by nature, I'm a workaholic all day long. And I've been that way my whole life. And, you know, people would always say, like, oh, you're going to burn out. Even when I was an undergrad, I had professors telling me, like, you can't work full-time and take all those, that's academic suicide. I was like, I don't care. It's what I do. But literally, when you get to a point where, like, the first signs of it are going to be you being irritated by everything. So, like, the tiniest thing. Like, it could be someone asking you a question, and not even a serious question, like, you know, where's the salt? And you're like, what? You know? Or it's like, if when you wake up, you feel like a bus hit you overnight, you know what I'm saying? And you just have, like, body aches, and you just feel like, I call it soul tired. It's like, when you feel like all the life has literally been sucked out of you, and the most minute, easiest things in America seem like climbing Mount Everest. It's like, that's when you're kind of nearing burnout, and it's time to kind of take a step back and relax a little bit. And I realized that for myself today. Like, I was just sitting in my office and was like, you know what? I need to take a step back. Because I have been doing a lot. I've been doing a lot of different things. And I know now, just with me knowing the signs of it, it's time to kind of take a step back. So if you guys are feeling any of those things, you know, or even if you have a lot on your plate right now, don't ever feel guilty for resting, because that's so extremely imperative, because you can't even work at 100% if you don't, like, if you're not eating right, if you're not resting, you're not, you know, because sometimes you need to take, like, a little 10-minute power nap, you know, or getting at least a full 8 hours of sleep and drinking a lot of water. So, you know, get on chill. It's Thanksgiving. Eat some food. I mean, if you're in America, you can still chill and eat food if you're not. Next card is Surrender to Receiving Support and Love. I see where this is going. Allow the love and support of others in. rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. Oh, Leos. I love you guys. Yeah, man. The energy I get with this already off bet, even though we got one more card left. And I mean, this is intrinsic to you guys' nature, but I mean, it could be, and I don't know why, like, I'm feeling like a mom, a single mom. It's more or less like a pride lion. Ha, funny. But it's like a pride thing where, you know, and I mean, I know I'm a single mom. I know how that is as well. I can also empathize. What's going on here, Leo? I feel like we're connecting. Are we having a moment? What's happening? Anyway, but it's, yeah, like being a single mom and, you know, having a mentality a lot of times, or you could be a single dad, either or, but having the mentality where you feel like, you know, I got this, I can handle this, because, I don't know if single dads deal with this, but I know, single moms I've worked with, the thing, and I say even myself, when I was like, a younger mom, it's that feeling of needing to be superwoman. So it's feeling like you need to do all of this stuff in order to be considered competent or to be considered a good mom. And I was joking with one of my clients the other day about, it's a scripture in the Bible that's called, it's Proverbs 31. And it's like the Proverbs 31 woman. And like, this chick is on fleek. Like, she goes and like buys expensive silks and makes her whole family's clothes and like cooks dinner and cleans the house and goes in the garden and does farming stuff. And she does all of this in a day. Okay. And I was like, I don't know who this chick is, but that's not real life, right? But it's like, we put pressure on ourselves feeling as if we have to live to standards such as that. You know what I mean? Of like, making it to PTA meetings on time and practices on time. And our kids are like in everything. They're in a music and an art and, you know, some type of science or, you know, and then they're straight A students and we're doing homework with them at home and then we're working our jobs and we're the best employee at our job. You know what I'm saying? Or all of our employees love us. You know what I mean? And then still feeling like you need to be like super dope wife, you know, super dope girlfriend, whatever. It's like putting all this pressure on yourself to feel like you need to be on 100 in every single facet of your life. And that's just completely unrealistic, especially if you aren't taking care of yourself in the midst of that. So the old saying goes, it takes a community to raise a child. That's very true. One thing that I say for me, my pains as a single parent weren't felt like as hard. And that's just because I had family that was extremely supportive. Like both of my parents, aunts, uncles, cousins, everybody, you know, my brother, he played a huge role. It's like a lot of people contributed to take a lot of the stress off of me. And at first I didn't want that support because I felt like it made me incompetent. It's like, you think I can't do this myself? But looking back now, I would not, like, I owe a lot of everything I've accomplished in my life to my family for them contributing so much help to me. And me, you know, having to put my pride to the side to accept it. So, Leos, I say that to you, whether you are, you know, a single parent or whatever situation you may be in your life, right, is to take care of yourself first and foremost, because you cannot be the best employee, the best mom, the best dad, the best wife, girlfriend, husband, whatever. You can't be the best anything unless you're the best you first. And that resounds deeper than just what we're talking about right now. In any facet of your life, you always want to be the best you first before you can even begin to be something for anyone else. And always make sure when there's people in your life that care about you and they're reaching out, accept it. It doesn't mean that you're incompetent, you know? It's like, accept the help, man. You need some rest. Last one, surrender to joy. A key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. Absolutely. It feels to me that it's like an energy. It's a burdening energy. It's like it's very burdensome. Whatever it is you guys are dealing with now. But the thing is like I really feel like you guys are pushing yourselves to the limit. And I picked this energy up with Pisces. but for them, it was them trying to make a linear plan of their spiritual evolution, which was interesting. But it's like, for you guys, it's like, I feel like you're pushing yourself to your limits. And it's like, I don't know what you're doing. Like, I don't know, because another thing I'm sensing a person who works, like, you work a full-time job that you really don't like that much. Right? But it's like, it pays the bills. But it's like, you're trying to do boo-coo other stuff, like side projects and things. But, okay, so this is a message literally for somebody. Okay, so if there is somebody who's working a full-time job and you're doing like a bunch of different stuff, man, why do I feel like I'm connecting so much with Leos? This is crazy. So, so it's like you're working a full-time job, and I feel like you work like in an office, and you have really snotty people that work around you, and, I don't know, what is that? Is that like a receptionist or something? I don't know. It's like I'm seeing somebody sitting at a desk and I'm seeing people like pass by the person and it's like they're just throwing stuff at them. Like, it'll be like a file, and so maybe a paralegal. It could be that. Oh, well, yeah, okay, snooty people. You could be a paralegal or like a receptionist at a law office or something, because that's kind of what it looks like. It's like a really nice building, but it's like, I'm seeing this person and they're doing buku stuff. Like, they're on the phone, they're on the computer, and there's people who are like passing and just tossing stuff at them, right? So it's very overwhelming, right? But outside of that, it's like buku other stuff that you're doing. So I don't know if it's like you're doing volunteering, community service, or you're active with your church or some type of thing, like a shelter or something of the sort. And then, like, you're trying to do, like, some type of creative project, but it's not one. It's several of them. And they're not all intricately related. So this may be somebody who's kind of, because I'm not talking to somebody who has, like, a side business. It's like, this is a person who, because of this job, like, this isn't where you want to spend the rest of your life. So it's like you started to go in the direction of like a side business, but you have a lot of different varied interests. And it's like, you just kind of felt like, and I mean, I can't hate on you for that because I felt like that. Like, there's been times people have told me the things that I've done on the side. It's like, you can't do this and this. That don't match. Don't match, huh? All right. But I feel like your energy is split between these other things on top of responsibilities. Like, you have regular life responsibilities outside of work. You have a job where people you're like overwhelmed there, but then it's like you're overwhelming yourself even more because you have a myriad of different side projects on the side. And it's like you're working on stuff, but you're not really completing anything. And I feel like you've been doing this for years. And it's like, it's to the point now where you're on the cusp of like burnout, because it's like you're doing all of this and you're asking yourself like, why? Why am I doing all of this? Right? So this is a very specific message. So person that I'm talking to, you're on the cusp of burnout and you're thinking about just scrapping everything. Because I think like what people have been telling you for a long time, you're starting to succumb to what people have been saying about what you're doing, that it was a silly idea. But the thing I really feel like why Spirit is telling me to tell you this is not to give up, but you need to figure out, or I was just told not to say figure out, to allow Spirit to tell you, well, fine, don't use the brain. Allow Spirit to show you what it is that you're supposed to channel your energy into, because it's a little self-sabotatory, because it's being overstressed at work, having responsibilities at home, and then you splitting your energy even more so on all these different projects when you could rein in all of that energy and channel it into one. But I feel like whatever it is that you've been working on, Spirit is going to make it clear to you which one of those projects or businesses or whatever it is. That's how I know you're working on something good. Like when Spirit don't show me what people doing, because it's like I just see the stuff, but I don't see what it is. That's how I know that you on to something, whatever it is you're doing. But one of those things, Spirit is going to reveal to you which one to channel your energy into. And the key is here is that one is going to become the vehicle for everything else. So it's not that, like, you have this myriad of interests for a reason, but you're trying to do it all at once, and that's what's inadvertently holding you back on top of what you're dealing with at work and everything else in life. So, I don't know how Spirit is going to show it to you. I don't know. It might come out in the reading. Who knows? But it's going to become clear which one you should channel your energy into, but that thing is going to be the vehicle for everything else. So all the other stuff will get accomplished through that medium, whatever that is. So that's for somebody, you know. I don't really think that's going to have anything to do with this spread. But because I really do feel like that's like legit one person that I'm talking to for real, because they're about to scrap everything. Like, they're literally about to, because they're succumbing to what it is that people have been telling them, and they're starting to think that everybody else was right, you know. But it's just you're spreading yourself too thin. So for everybody else, if you weren't that Leo, I'm sorry. Spirit, can we get clear and direct guidance for Leos? Y'all probably sit up here like, this girl ain't pulled no cards. Clear and direct guidance for Leos, please. Well, I did pull cards. Just didn't pull manuals yet. Leave me alone. Clear and direct guidance for Leos, please, Spirit. For the end of November going into December. That's interesting. But that's important. Because I don't know. I feel like this person, like you about to take and put that stuff in a dumpster or something. Like, don't do that. Please don't do that. Because you're going to be sad and upset when you get that revelation. You're going to fool around, go to the landfill. You'll be looking for stuff. So don't do that. So I feel like that had to come through. Because that's time sensitive. Like, and this is serious. This ain't somebody who just going to put it in the attic. Like, they about to put this in a dumpster somewhere. All right. First energy that we have for you guys, central energy, is walking away. That's challenged by happy family. Past influence is the door to spirit. What's before you is man holding the heart. Yeah, I don't think this is the same person I was just talking to. Whoa. Okay, above energy is the world. This is interesting. Below energy is the thinking woman. Oh, yeah, this is different. This is different. All right, central energy walking away. So let me tell you something. Well, part of me, first thing I hear is I think somebody's getting divorced. I think someone's getting divorced, and the thing, like, you need to walk away because, yeah. You need to walk away because it's more or less like a revelation that you got. Like, it became clear to you that this isn't where you should reside anymore, is how I heard it just now. But it's more or less, I think you chose yourself. So your past thing is, so this is like early November or at the end of October. I don't know. It's almost like the scales are removed from your eyes and you realize, like, I can't do this anymore. And it's like you stepped into this new energy and we're deciding to, like, feed your soul is what I'm hearing. What is with the specificness? Like, feeding your soul. So nurturing yourself, focusing on yourself, making yourself a priority, because this is something that you haven't done in a very long time, right? Now, you're walking away. But the thing that's making this very complicated is the fact that, so this is either someone who's married, or this is someone who, like, was living with someone and y'all have kids together. So the thing that's complex here, ooh, I just heard something else. The thing that's complex here is that you're trying to make a decision between yourself and like your kids, right? So it's more or less like, I know me walking away is what's best for me, but you're thinking, like, what's best for my kids? You know what I'm saying? And then for some of you, this has happened already, but you're having issues with a particular child, right? And the issues you're having with a particular child is making you look back at you leaving, and it's like you're questioning if you were selfish. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you're kind of in this space right now where you were thinking, okay, I decided to focus on myself. I chose myself, and things are kind of looking up for you and you're excited, so on and so forth. But because of these issues you're having with this particular child, it's making you think that you may have made a mistake by leaving, because it's the thought of this child is having these issues because of the breakup. But I'm not really feeling like that's what it is. I feel like, and I'm treading lightly when I say that, because of course, when parents separate, that affects children. Of course it does. But I feel like it's more guilt on your end, because I feel like you walked away because you knew that's what you were supposed to do, but you weren't wholeheartedly in it, but you knew you had to. So, like, say if it was like a really toxic kind of thing, like an abusive kind of marriage, and everybody's like, girl, you need to leave, da 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 da, you need to leave them behind, whoop de whoop de whoop. And it's like you decide to go, you know what I'm saying? Because of like a kind of outside influence, even though a part of you knew that that was true. But the fact that you didn't make the decision like wholeheartedly and complete within yourself to step forward, you're looking back and thinking. But the thing I'm hearing is the reason why that is because it was abusive. And there's like these like trauma bonding happens when you're in an abusive marriage. And that's kind of like why, like, when people, like, say if somebody's physically abusive and you help a woman leave a situation and she goes back and people are like, oh my gosh, she's stupid. She's not stupid. It's trauma bonding. So there's a part of you who has been conditioned to believe that it's your fault that all of this happened, right? Or that the person treats you that way. So you're kind of on the fence on whether or not, to leave the person, because it's like you feel this connection. So the whole thing that I feel, so it's like you're kind of in this place now where you're kind of trying to mull over everything. And then for some of y'all too that are in this past tense sense, that is like presently you're not dealing with trying to decide whether or not to leave. For some of you guys, I feel like you've met someone, right? So you were married, you got divorced, right? You met someone else. You're happy with this person, but the issues with your kid comes up, and now it's like you're kind of feeling that same thing of thinking like leaving the marriage is why the child is in this particular place. So now you're trying to figure out if you should continue your happiness with this person, And for you, I feel like your ex-partner, oh, wow, that's so manipulative. And this may be another group of people. So it's like you're with someone else with this stuff happening with your child, right? And now you're on the fence. You're on the fence of whether or not, you're on the fence of whether or not you should leave this person and go back to the family, right? Because of thinking that what's going on with the child is because of the separation. But here's the kicker. The reason why you're thinking that is because the ex told you that. The ex told you, like, how are you out here? You're running around, going on dates, doing all of this, taking all your little pictures on Instagram, and your child is going through this. You know what I'm saying? And them saying, like, the whole reason why the child is going through this is because you left the marriage because you're selfish and you only think about yourself and blah, 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 blah. And you're actually considering this because it sounds right. You know what I'm saying? It sounds right. It sounds like, wow, I am being selfish. I have been having fun and I have been thinking, about myself and my new beginning and focusing on myself and so on and so forth. So it's almost all of these things like you making yourself a priority. This is so interesting because it's bringing the initial cards back into play. You're being made to feel guilty for making yourself a priority, you know? But like I said, the key thing is here, and who I'm talking to specifically, your ex person, why you left in the first place, the person was emotionally, mentally, verbally, I don't know about physically, it's possible, abusive. And the person that you're with now is actually like emotionally nurturing. Like it's a good person. You know what I'm saying? Someone that you see a future with. But it's like this person knowing your weaknesses, like them knowing the thing that'll kind of make you crumble because they're hella jealous that like you left and moved on. But I feel like that was kind of like divinely orchestrated. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you left a situation and then here comes Rico Suave in this piece. You know what I'm saying? So you're kind of mulling stuff over within yourself. And I feel like where this sense of kind of like unrest and stuff like that is coming from is because of what this person is telling you. Now, this is where I'm going to suggest, because I wouldn't even necessarily say talking to your family and friends about it. I legit think that whoever it is that I'm talking to, if you're fully aware of the fact that you left a marriage that was abusive, you know what I'm saying? And you do have an ex that's coming back and telling you stuff like this, I'm not going to say you're not going to be able to come into a resolve by yourself, but I think it would behoove you, like it would be in your best interest if you reached out to a therapist in real life, not even joking. Because the problem is with your family, it's like your family, there's a vested interest in your success and well-being, right? So, of course, their opinions of what a person should or shouldn't do are biased, right? Because they're not thinking about all of the factors. They're just thinking about what's in the best interest of you, right? And I think that's why if they're coming in and like trying to tell you things, why you're listening to what they're saying, but you're not really, you're like taking it for face value, right? Because it's kind of like, when, your mom tells you that you're pretty, it's like, that doesn't make me think that I'm pretty. It's my mom. My mom's supposed to tell me that I'm pretty. It's like kind of something like that, right? So even though your family may be telling you, similar to like what I'm saying, that it's like, nah, this is a ploy, you're less likely to believe it because it's coming from your family, right? And then when it comes to being in a mentally, psychologically, emotionally abusive situation, I can't say verbal, because when you're in a physically abusive relationship or verbally abusive relationship, that's kind of something external. It's clear. Like if someone's like insulting you and stuff like that, that's easier to see. And of course, like we know with physical abuse, so that's more easier to detect. But emotional abuse and psychological abuse is a lot more insidious. And if you were to describe it to someone, a person not trained to listen to those themes is going to say like you're tripping, like you're making a big deal out of nothing, like it's not that serious, right? So that's kind of the thing that keeps you like, oh, I'm overreacting. And I feel like you've been in this place where you've been on the fence because it's like, is it them? Is it me? Is it my fault? Is it their fault? And I feel like you're on the fence and willing to walk away from this relationship because you're still in this place because when you left in the first place, it was the family that kind of pulled you, right? And I even feel like this person even could be telling you, like, because I feel like during the marriage, they created a rift between you and your family, so there's already a distrust for, man, this is a very specific message, dog. What is really going on? They created a rift between you and your family during the marriage, so you already really don't trust them because they're just like, oh, because your sister jealous and your brother this and da-da-da-da. So it's like one of those things. So the thing I'm saying is, what would be in your best interest? And like I say, y'all know I joke a lot and stuff, but with this, because me feeling the heaviness of this, like just like with the person before this, of like, this is kind of like, you need to hear this now because you're about to misstep. You know what I'm saying? It's like you legit need to speak to a professional. I don't care where you live. You know what I'm saying? I have resources beneath every single video. I need to add the link for Psychology Today, but that's the best place to look, and that's anywhere in the United States where you can find a therapist in your area, and you can pick, what gender you want the person to be, whether or not they accept insurance, your price range, whatever, and they'll show you all the therapists that are in your area. But I really feel like you need to reach out to someone because you're very conflicted and losing sleep over this because, like, I'm seeing through the cards, this is a manipulation tactic from this person because this person looks at you like property, right? But the whole reason why, like, this person came into your life and why you left in the first place is, aside from your family or anything, it's like Spirit opened the door because this cycle needed to end in your life. You were supposed to have a new beginning. You know what I'm saying? But me understanding that, even though something can feel right or we can understand things to a certain extent spiritually, we still have a brain in our head. That's something we still have to honor. And, like, abuse is a very, very real thing. And emotional and mental abuse is a very serious thing because it's so hard to, like, unravel how this, like, infects your personhood, your mentality, your perspective, your self-concept. Like, this stuff goes deep. You know what I'm saying? So I say all of that to say, what I feel is most important in all of this is to reach out to a professional for real. Because I feel like that's how you'll get resolution about how you should move forward or how you should handle this situation. You know what I'm saying? Before you end up, making a decision to end up going back to this person, which I really do not think is a good idea because I feel like they're using the kid as a ploy. It's like they're trying to get in your head using the kid because they know the weak point for you is your children. So everything that you're doing that's right, taking care of yourself, they're showing you how that's wrong because they're calling it selfish. When in actuality, this is self-care. Because like I said in the very beginning, if you don't take care of yourself, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can't be anything to anyone else. So you taking care of yourself or, you finding someone, like, that's not a horrible thing. That's not selfish. You know what I'm saying? You're a human being. You know what I mean? But I feel like they're twisting it. It's like they're taking it because they know that you're not 100% confident in your own judgment. And it's like they're using that against you. And because of that is why I think this is so important for you to reach out to a professional in real life. Like, for real. Like, just have a consultation, run the whole thing down, and, they'll, like, be able to work with you and kind of iron everything out so you'll be able to make a decision from a place of confidence, Because with a therapist, of course, it's an unbiased party. There's no vested interest. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's no... it wouldn't affect them one way or the other of what decision that you make. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause that's not what we're there for. It's like our whole thing is to help you be a sounding board, allow you to get what's out of, like, in your head out, put, like, all the pieces on the table, and we're like, okay, these are the pieces. What is it that you're trying to get accomplished, and just helping you sort through things, I always liken a therapist to us walking through life in a dark cave, and a therapist comes along holding a torch. We don't tell you where to go. We don't tell you, okay, this is the way, this is the way. It's like, nah, we just make the path clear. And now from this point, you use your own personal agency to choose which path you want to go down, So that's of utmost importance. This reading took a turn that I really didn't expect. Whew. Man, yeah, that's cray-cray. This is bananas. And it's like something is telling me not to even pull this. I think I might have to do another reading for Leos. I might have to do a bonus reading because this is like two very specific people that I'm talking to. This is two very specific people that I'm talking to. Man, okay. The only other thing that I can see from this, y'all, because this is crazy. I may still have to do a bonus reading for Leo. Because if somebody who had nothing to do with none of this, if you sat through this until this point, then kudos to you. But, because I don't know, dog, this energy is so heavy. It's hard for me to even shift into a lighthearted energy of talking about what a person of interest is thinking. Because I feel like you're not even thinking about that right now. But the other message that I could get from this that's very less heavy is a person who left or took a spiritual path. You left a situation behind, or an old way of being behind, and you're starting your spiritual journey, right? Like stepping into alignment with your true path, right? And I feel like in the near future, you're gonna meet someone, and I don't know why I'm hearing water sign. That is so weird. So it's like a water sign person that you're going to meet that you will have a happy family with, right? So this is like the person you would have your happily ever after with, so to speak. And it's all because of you walking away, and like maybe the situations that you had past tense were, you know, kind of picking up on the energies for the other people that I was talking to, was just, you know, abusive. Like, the people were jerks. They were horrible people. And I hate saying people are horrible, but, you know, they were abusive people. So having a history of negative relationships, but it's like you making the decision to choose yourself and make yourself a priority, cutting ties with relationships like that. A new cycle started in your life because your main priority has been your own personal growth and evolution. And now you've met someone that is very much in alignment with you. And with that person, you're going to have a happy family. You know what I'm saying? Because this person is a very key reflection of you. They're like a true counterpart. You know what I'm saying? Because I see you as like, you're like a very, and I say that vice versa too. Like if this is like a Leo guy, you met a chick who is like a very healthy counterpart. And I say counterpart in the fact that I feel like you guys are kind of opposites, in the sense that if this is a Leo male, you're very how would I put it? I don't want to say you're a tenderoni, dude. Like, how do I want to say it? It's like you had a good relationship. Like, you have a good orientation to women. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might have been raised by, like, your mom and your aunties and your grandmother, and, like, say they always drilled in your head, like, how to treat women type of deal. So, you're not, like, and don't misconstrue me when I say this, like, you're not sensitive to the point where, you know, like, you buku emotional and stuff, but it's like you understand the inner workings of women. You know what I'm saying? But you're a Leo dude. That's very, you know, emotionally compassionate, right? But I feel like, so the woman that you would be meeting, she's someone who's, like, very studious, very, you know, intellectual, very intelligent. You know, she may have, like, a real, like, you know, professional kind of job where she's like a chemist or, you know, something along the lines of that, right? And so the same for Leo women. Like, I feel like you guys would be meeting someone like how I described the Leo male, or it could be someone who's like a very, like, you know, intellectual kind of person, or you could be the person who's very like empathic, and you're meeting someone who's like more logical, ordered kind of deal. You know what I'm saying? So, sweet mother of God. Y'all, this reading is long, and this daddy is heavy as hell. Like, I can't even deal. I like y'all energy. Y'all are making me feel less terrified. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is wonderful. So, yeah. So, and I feel like, so the igniting factor of what's leading the two of you to each other is the fact that you just completed a major cycle in your life. And now you've met someone who's going to be your happily ever after person. This is very interesting. Oh, so this is Woke Bay. Well, finally, there go the Leos from earlier this month. Good Lord. I don't know where these other energies kind of snuck in at. Oh, wait a minute. I said Cancer person for that guy, huh? This may be those people I talked about in October and in September who left the situation. Yeah, oh, wow. Yeah, this all, yeah. Okay. This all y'all up in here. Dagnabbit. If y'all haven't, I'm going to post those at the bottom of this video. Like, Leos, I am so sorry. I'm not sorry. I mean, I'm picking up on y'all energy, but this is very different clusters of people. But all of my readings are so funny. But I'm going to link them in the description box. Like, say if you just subscribed to me and you haven't gone back that far, it's like in September and October, the Cancer readings and the Leo readings, and was it Virgo? It was another sign. The energy with all of those people were interconnected. You know what I'm saying? And specifically, it was like people who were in a relationship they needed to get out of. So for these Leos, I feel like y'all might want to go back and look at those. You know what I'm saying? And then I know this last scenario, that's for my people from early November. So the first love readings that I put out in November, this is them. Yeah. So that's what's up. That's Woke Bait. Woke Bait. All right. I'm glad. Woke Bait. Yeah. So y'all are going to like live happily ever after. That's what's hot in the streets right now. I like that. Spiritual path and things, and enlightenment and stuff, and y'all talking about stuff and things of the sort. Yep. Whoop. Okay, those are two. All right. So, first card that popped out was deception. Most certainly, this is for my first group of people. Someone is wearing a false self-mask in this relationship. So, like I told you, with that ex that's coming back and it's like, oh, the kid, you're being selfish. No, there's an ulterior motive to that. That's not them genuinely being concerned with their self-serving self. Next is trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. And that's so cute. Next is attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. And I feel like this is for my last group of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys, law of attraction, you stepping out of alignment with something that was no longer serving you and you stepping into alignment with your highest good is what drew this person in. But I feel like because of what you guys have went through past tense, you know what I'm saying? You're kind of scared. Oh, and for the person who left the marriage too, and this person that you're talking to, that's your woke bae too. So this is you too. So, but the thing is I feel like what you guys have been through past tense, it's, you're scared. You know, it's kind of this thought of like, can this really be it? Could this really be happening? Is this going to end up like all the other ones? And I don't feel like it is. Like, this person is in a completely different frequency than what it is that you've left behind because you're in a different frequency. So I don't really feel like there's anything to worry about, right? And that's for like my single people who are meeting someone, like just met someone or about to meet someone. Now, for my people with the marriage situation that have met someone, you know what I'm saying? You need to really trust yourself. You know what I'm saying? And reach out to a professional, like in real life. You know what I'm saying? Because this person that's in your life now, it's like spirit led you to each other. This is like what this person wants to give you is what you deserve. You know what I'm saying? But this person, like this ex-dog, like they see that and they know that. And they're trying to prevent you from having that. You feel what I'm saying? So if you really feel like you can't figure this out on your own, please, please, please reach out to a professional who can help you with that. So now we're going to look at, because I don't like the energy, though. Like, that's why I said, like, I feel like it's hard for me to shift back into a lighthearted energy because this person's spirit, dog, like, I don't even say that people are inherently evil because I don't believe that people are inherently evil. You know what I'm saying? But this person, they are just, man, they're pretty damn close. It's like they're so malicious. It's like everything with them is always a game. You know what I'm saying? Where you can't put your feet down. Like, you can't trust a word that comes out of their mouth. Because to them, it's like, life is like this huge orchestrated scenario. You know what I'm saying? It's so creepy. It's like a psychopath energy. Like a Ted Bundy energy. You know what I'm saying? Because you look at Ted Bundy, I'm so sorry to talk about your ex like that, yeah. It's not everybody, you know. But you know how you look at Ted Bundy, and Ted Bundy, you know, did not look threatening whatsoever. But if you're in tune with your gifts, if you ever looked in this man's eyes, there's just a vacancy that's there that, like, makes your blood run cold. You know, so if you don't get distracted by the outer thing, it's like looking in Michael Myers' eyes, you know? I don't like them, dog. That makes me feel very unsettled. But it's a whole ulterior motive to this. And they're just trying to use your weakness against you. I'm gonna stop talking about that because that's making me feel some type of way. I'm scared. So anyway, love energies. God, this reading is so long. I love you, Leo. I really do. We're looking at what you're thinking and feeling and what a person of interest or your cross-watcher's thinking or feeling. So Leos are thinking, what is this? The High Priestess in reverse. Interesting. Yeah. So you're doubting what you know. In so many ways, intuitively, like, and that's why I think you reaching out to somebody would be a tiebreaker with all of this so you can get on with your happy life. It's like, intuitively you know, but because you don't trust yourself, you know what I'm saying? With the whole trust card, it's calling for you to have faith in your intuition. Intuitively, you know this. And even for those of you that are just meeting this person, intuitively, you know, and this is so weird. It's like you met this person and you just knew, like, that's my wife, that's my husband on some stuff. You know, but you don't trust yourself because it's what you've been through. You know what I'm saying? So you're thinking worst case scenario. You know what I'm saying? And your intuition is inadvertently being blocked off because of your anxious thoughts. So your anxious thoughts are what is stopping you from seeing what it is that spirit is doing here. And the reason why, or even like with this deception. So for my other people, it's like you're in so much of a state of unrest and worry that you can't see this person for what they are. And it's because they're poking at your greatest fear. Because, I mean, they could be even going to the extreme talking about taking the kids from you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying to reach out to a person for help. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, like, you know, for less serious situations, it could just be talking to your homegirl, home dudes, you know. For the others of you, is reaching out to a professional just to get you back in the state because y'all are legit losing sleep over this on some stuff. You know what I'm saying? But, and then I'm also seeing this as a little bit of self-doubt for my other groups of people. I hope to God y'all can follow me. But for, like, my last little couple that just met each other, it's fear that's kind of blocking you out from seeing that you already know, like, this is it for you on some stuff, right? It's so cute. What you're feeling. Oh, conflicted. The 5 of Swords. So you're holding back. It's like, with this person, it's like you are, it's like a block. You know what I'm saying? Like an emotional block. You know what I'm saying? And it's all because of your inner conflict that you're doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's like the person wants to get close to you and they want to, like, really, you know, like they want like an intimate connection. And I'm not talking about sexual. I'm just saying, like, they want to intricately know you. But I just feel like all that you guys have been through, and that's for all groups, all that you've been through past tense, it just has you guarded. You know what I'm saying? It's like because you're conflicted, because you don't want to, like, fully, and I'm just going to say how the girl is on the card. It's like you don't want to fully undress, proverbially speaking, because it's like you're kind of shell-shocked from what you've been through. And it's that thought of, is this going to turn out like everything else? You know what I'm saying? That fear. And that's putting up this block with this person. You know what I'm saying? So you're letting them close, but not close enough. You know what I'm saying? But you want to tune back into your situation and, you know, trust and let this unfold. Because this person, like, you drew this person in. Like, this is legit, like, laws of attraction type of deal. You know what I'm saying? And this person is reflective of where you are now. So it's like that energy that you were in before is over with. You know what I'm saying? God, this reading is so long. I'm so sorry. So, your person of interest. They're thinking, ooh, justice. Yeah, okay. So, with them, this is like the great Dundada for them. Like, they feel like this is it. Like, hashtag no Michael Jackson on some real stuff. And this person could be a Leo too. I mean, Libra. But for them, it's like they feel this is end all be all for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what they've waited for. Like, this is the one for me. You know what I'm saying? So in their mind as well, it's like their mind is already made up. You know? They only want to give you, speaking of Libras, it's my brother. But, yeah, it's like they want to give you the world. So it's almost like me looking at two people who've worked on themselves and have come two complete whole beings, right? And the two of them are, you guys have been drawn to each other, right? But there's a little fear on your end, but on this person's end, oh, wow, that's interesting. The High Priestess is number 2 and Justice is 11. That's interesting. These are counterparts. Oh, that's gangster. These are two freaking counterparts. Wow. That's beautiful. So yeah, go ahead and call this a soulmate. Twin flame, I don't know, whatever. But this person literally, they feel like you are their gift. So I don't know what the other person has been through, but it's almost as if like you are their their karmic justice. Like you're the gift for everything it is that they've endured in their life. It's like you're the reason why they went through everything they went through to get to you. So it's like appreciative of all the struggles that they've had in their life because it got them to you. You know what I mean? But you guys are like two sides of the same coin. That's what's hot in the streets. They're feeling the Hermit. Oh, little Turkish. Yeah, that makes sense. Because of this block that's up, so for my new people, they're kind of feeling by themselves, like they feel this way about you. But I think that distance that they sense, and that's either from my people who left out of the marriage, who are kind of backing up because of what this ex is saying. And then for the last couple that I talked about, you guys just meeting each other, it's like the block that you have up because of your inner conflict, they're picking up on that, and they feel that maybe like the formerly married person, it's a fear that maybe you might go back to the ex. It's like, oh, you know, are they going to leave? Are they going to go back to them? Or are they going to try to work it out? For my other people, it's a fear that maybe you're not as into them as they thought. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you're being self-protective because you're afraid. But, you know, it's always so funny how we act and we never know how another person interprets that. So it's like you're afraid of being hurt again, but they're feeling as if, you know, you may not, like you might be into someone else or, you know, going back to an ex or, you know, you're not their only option. You know what I'm saying? So they're kind of worried about that right now. Because they feel alone, you know, because they feel the vacancy of your emotions. So, and even so, I would even say, dog, for all y'all need to go get a therapist. And that's not anything negative to say. Because if you've been in relationships with people, like a history of people who are like emotionally unavailable or, you know, emotionally abusive or anything of the sort, or you've been betrayed a lot of times and stuff like that, it's like you want to work through those emotions so you don't carry that into this new cycle that you're in. You know what I'm saying? Because the person that you're connecting with, I see them as a good person. Like, they mean you no harm. You know what I'm saying? It's like they just want to love you. What's that song? I want to love you, girl. I want to love you. I want to love you, girl. I want to love you. I don't know what song that is, but I'm hearing that. But, yeah, this person just wants to love you. Like, they want a happily ever after with you. But if you've been through things like that in the past, it's understandable why it's hard to trust yourself or to trust your own intuition. I completely get that. That's totally normal. But I think what would absolutely be in your best interest is to reach out to someone who can help you. I cannot stress that enough, you know? Because it's like the theme of this reading, even from the first person that Spirit was telling me about, it's like you guys are about to make a decision in the wrong direction. You know what I'm saying? Even all the way back from the beginning of the reading with the person who's about to throw all their stuff away and give up on everything. It's like you are in an energy where Spirit is behind you. It's just this doubt. You know what I'm saying? This fear. But it's just the need to kind of tune back in to see the truth about the situation so that you can have your happily ever after in every sense. Not just in love, but in everything. That's where this comes from, you know, needing to rest. You know what I'm saying? Getting support and surrendering to joy. It's like you need to handle this so that you can have what it is that you've been waiting to have for a very, very long time. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm going to stop saying that because we're going on an hour, y'all. Oh, my God. Let me throw all the dice of resonance. What is happening in America? But this is important. Like, I don't care that this reading is long, dog. This reading being long like this lets me know how serious this is. You know what I'm saying? Clearly, this is serious. So, I ain't tripping. But this is the Dice of Resonance. If you're new and you don't know what it is, it's an art project. 12 zodiac signs, clarifiers, and things. You can ask a yes or no question. If you want to ask that now, pause me and ask the question. I don't interpret these. I just throw them out to see how readings resonate with you. Ah, this one fell. Okay, so we have the Venus sign that fell in my lap. So it's crush. The answer is yes. We have Leo and we have Sagittarius. And this could either be the Venus sign or a woman, right? And so this person could be, their Venus could be in Leo or Sagittarius, or it could just be a woman that's a Leo or a Sagittarius. Crush, and the answer to your question is yes. So I would say sorry that your reading is so long, Leo, but apparently a lot of Leos out there needed this reading, so there's not really anything to apologize for that, because somebody gonna be happy that they heard this before they threw their stuff in a dumpster or listened to this crazy man. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think, Leo, because this is heavy, dog. This is wow. But it's wonderful that, you know, we connected like this. I think that's a beautiful thing. But I love your faces, and I'll see you guys sooner than later. Deuces. Yeah.